Hello everybody and happy Wednesday! Hopefully you can hear us okay. Let me know in chat if you can hear the music, if you can hear us. Players, please say something.
Hi guys!
Hi, how are you?
Welcome back!
Welcome back everybody.
Hello.
It's our first episode of 2025. So yeah, super excited to be back. It's been far too long. I missed you guys. Like, yeah, I hung out with you a little bit over, the break, but like, I missed you guys. Anyway, let's introduce our lovely players as per usual. We'll start with the top left of everybody's screen with Soul.
Hello everyone, my name is Soul. I use they, them pronouns, and I have missed you all dearly. I don't really have much going on yet this year, but watch my blue sky for many potential cool projects. And I play Sinarch, Fangbreaker, our Tabaxi rogue, inquisitive rogue.
Heck yeah.
And that's me.
To Alyssa.
Hello, I'm Alyssa. You can find me online at A Disaster Queer. It's February, which means that my game, Unresolved Sapphic Tension, my 2-player game about oblivious lesbians, is the +1 EXP Zine Club pick, so go buy it. I am playing Revelation, our ASMR Circle of Stars druid, who has never done anything wrong in her life, and Rev uses she, they pronouns.
I'm gonna just gloss right over that and move on to Charmy.
Hello, I'm Charmy, also known as Captain Charmy, various places around the internet. I will be playing Aurora Incineratus, the Fire Genasi Sorcerer Hot Girl. We both use she, her pronouns.
Aki.
I'm assuming it's me next because I heard it.
I said Aki. Did I say it too quietly? Oh no.
Yeah, all I heard was
E.
but I will
accurate.
respond to that. It sounds correct. Hello, it's me, Aki, or Kino, if you're feeling fancy. Oh, it's been 2 months. I don't remember what I used to say.
Maki or Akino for feeling fancy, and I play
Feeling fancy.
Dayu, the bunny bunnomancer.
Yeah, all of that shit.
Why do I know this and you don't?
I don't know. I had a brain
heard you do it for
fart.
2
There's like
years.
an eyelash in my eye and it won't come out. We're just living here. You should stick around for the break a little bit, because then you can see how I have to pay rent on this channel. I'm playing Dayu Silverhair, our bunnomancer. That's a bunny bard necromancer. We've actually not done anything wrong in our entire lives. There's a lot of liars in this chat, in this stream. Alyssa, thank you.
Moving on to Mari.
Away from her fiance?
Out of fear with minor agoraphobia, we can talk about that. We can argue about that.
Hi guys, I'm Mariana, or La Rimosa with a 0, on Blue Sky and other places. I'm too stupid to remember if Nikita's done anything wrong. But I play Nikita Ayaga. She is the barbarian wood elf. We both go by she, her pronouns.
Excellent. And last but not least, hi, I'm Andy. I'm your Dungeon Master this evening and every Wednesday evening, and we mean every Wednesday evening. Announcement! Mistlost is going to be weekly now. We're not just going to do 3 weeks on and 1 week off anymore. Why? Because we can't get enough of each other. So this year, we will be playing as many Wednesdays in a row as humanly possible. Obviously, there are going to be breaks. You know, my ass travels all the time. But we are now an every Wednesday stream. I will announce in the Discord. If you have not joined the Discord, please, for the love of God, I am putting so much effort into letting you guys know what we're doing and when. We have announced a new show, which you will see the trailer of at the break. I'll maybe possibly let Aki even talk about it a little bit, but she might just go stark raving mad and start ranting about, certain vampire ladies who are evil and hot and gay. And things happen. So please join the Discord if you want to keep up to date and get notifications on all things Mistlost, all things happening on this channel, including the upcoming new show that starts next week, and also new shows coming in the future that I haven't put together yet, so they're not going to be announced yet, but they're happening this year. So, yeah, join the Discord. It's nice and chill in there. I would love for more people to come hang out and chit chat with us. That would be super dope. What else do we have going on? That's it. That's all I've got. Yeah, can't announce the other things I have yet. So, yeah, cool. All right, let's get into it. We've had a little bit of a time skip. Everyone. It has been since our last session, which was the aftermath of a extreme near-death experience against headless riders who summoned heads to hit the party while they're down, or to fight the party and then hit them while they're down. And by virtue, or by mercy, of a voice that you assume is the Knave Lord, essentially saying, I know where you go, I know where you sleep, I know where you plan to go, you better do what I ask, or this will happen again and I won't call them off this time. Next time. Is the TLDR of that scenario. There was a lot of heavy emotions in the party, a lot of extreme injuries and near-death experiences. The last couple of episodes were extremely heavy in that regard. If you need to catch up on that fight, it was quite intense. That encompasses part of episode 44 into episode 45. It was quite a long battle. But since that point, about 5 days have passed. Which is to say, we're doing a little time skip for the sake of convenience. The party has entered the outskirts of Wintergate, the Jewel of the North, the capital city of Elysia, the northernmost country of Terra. You are stopping for however long you want to stay, but you assume a brief rest before going up Mount Ceres, which is where Wintergate is. It is nestled at the very base of this absolutely massive mountain. It is so high that you have to crane your neck all the way to see near where the summit is. It is an extremely tall mountain, and it looks to be, now that you are standing at the base of it, an extremely difficult climb. Of which you have 1 month to reach the summit for the celestial event that Revelation needs to attend and wants to attend. You've opted to stay at the local hot springs, which are just outside of the city walls of Wintergate. It is called CRIT's Rest. It is a religious institution that is also a bit of a tourist spot. And you have opted to stay there for the relaxing, healing properties of the hot springs there, which, as you know from regional understanding of Elysia, much of Wintergate is heated and has hot water as a result of volcanic vents and similar type, I guess, tectonic type reaction to allow for heat in some of the buildings in a way that doesn't require magic. It's natural. So there is quite a lot of that. It is on the outskirts of Wintergate. However, what you have noticed is that there are 2 checkpoints leading into Wintergate. There is kind of the outskirts, which has, some defenses and checkpoints along the road in which you must present any kinds of writs or documentation that authorize you to be in the city at present. What you have come to understand is that this is not normal. Security seems to be quite heightened around Wintergate specifically, and based on the rumors you heard over your travels regarding a mysterious illness affecting the royal family, you have reason to believe that maybe those 2 things are connected. Illness was not mentioned to you when you provided your papers from the Caligo Shire to the City Guard and Royal Guard, both of whom seem to work in tandem. But you did notice that if individuals, especially caravans, were approaching the outskirts of the city without papers, they were turned away. And it is evidenced by the fresh and not so fresh bloodstains in the snow that they have made no effort to cover up, that perhaps if people argue, they might get cut down. But all of your affairs are in order, and you were allowed entrance into the outer reaches of Wintergate. You know that to go through the city gate, you will have to present your orders from the Caligo Shire once again in order to enter the city proper. But we're going to hand wave all that because all of your affairs are in order. You don't have to sneak into the city. It is something that you are able to do by the authority of the Caligo Shire. Yeah. This is the last time you expect to see civilization for quite some time. By your estimations and looking at the sheer size of this mountain, you think you're going to need all of the next few weeks to reach the summit. So with that, the scene opens up, and you are, well, I guess I should ask, where are you? Are you hanging out at CRIT's Rest, or are some of you exploring the city? Who wants to go first?
It looks like Nikita and Aurora are doing something based on...
Yeah, are you doing something?
Oh, that's because of me, but yes.
Oh.
I think did, if we arrived the previous night, if I remember correctly, at where we're staying, right?
Yes, you arrived, I should have mentioned that part, thank you. You arrived late yesterday afternoon, so you have already been staying at this resort-type place. It's not really a resort, I don't know why I used that word before. It's a religious institution. CRIT's Rest is run, specifically by... I have notes for this. It is run by the Chantry of the Hopeful. The Chantry of the Hopeful is a religious organization in worship to Ceres, the deity of light. The hopeful, the light bringer, the lawful good deity of peace, light, and knowledge. So that's where you're at. Or that's where you were yesterday.
So, yesterday, Aurora found, hopefully, the strongest possible alcohol and sequestered Nikita in the bath.
Oh no, please.
Which is to say, took time away from the rest of the party to try not to worry about
Drown.
what lies ahead.
To have a very wholesome date night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Knowing that this is the last of civilization, Aurora is taking full advantage of the bath.
I will say that when you guys bathe in the hot springs, it feels different, even from the hot springs you know in Okurai. It feels warmer, for one. It's a lot warmer. For you, it's no problem. For anybody who's not literally made of fire, it's almost too hot, but like in a pleasant way. The water is also a slightly different color, not in a negative way. It's just like, it's got more minerals in it. It's more cloudy looking. It's not super clear, but you realize that that is just the way it naturally looks. It smells a little different, but not in a bad way. And you feel Like, the muscles, they relax. It's that kind of relaxation type feeling that you get from that. Yep. Okay, so you guys have your little night in.
Mm-hmm.
What are those of you in and around the city doing today?
Sin is looking to find anything. Sin wants to see what is on offer on potentially less legal grounds.
Okay.
So Sin was taking his time to look at what the criminal element in this city might look like.
Excellent.
So last night he was probably like just going to like the seediest bars, and like today he's like on the hunt for like any like thieves' cant that might show like, you know, might get some information about the city, Mount Ceres, and also maybe some goods that might be harder to get before we leave.
Okay. Let me find... I have music for this. We definitely have music for this. Okay, so...
Ooh.
You are searching for the seedy underbelly of the city. There are very obviously different neighborhoods throughout this absolutely massive city. Imagine like water deep level of sprawling. It's huge. This is a giant city. It dwarfs Okurai, like big time. There are different districts the way you would expect in other cities you've seen, but if you're looking for the poorer areas, the seedier areas that have, you know, maybe a little less guard foot traffic, for example, places where you see beggars on the street, things like that, you can find that very easily. Roll me a D100.
Okay. The only dice I did not I have a D10, so we're just gonna do 10s, 6, and not 10s. That's off the desk and disappeared forever now.
Goodbye forever.
I'll just roll the other one in D20. What?
Where are my dice? I haven't used my dice. in so
60.
long. 60. Perfect. Oh, there's my other dice. I probably don't need these. I doubt we're gonna do very much rolling. I don't know why I felt the urge to get that out. 60. Excellent. You find yourself near a bar that appears to have some rooms probably at the top of it. It's like a cheap, very cheap looking tavern, and the sign that looks like it's about to fall off of its very rusty hinges hanging over the door, the Rusty Shovel. You pass by while you're scoping the place out before you decide to walk in. And you see there's not a lot of people in there, but not a single one of them looks legitimate. There are long alleyways here, winding alleyways, shanty-style type buildings lined up against the older stone buildings that seem to have been built probably illegally to house people who don't have homes in this city. It is nothing like what you know of the Vale of Night, where everybody has a place to stay. This is not the case here. Give me a perception check.
Will do. Okay, 16 plus an amount that is on my sheet, 8. So 24.
Excellent. As you are kind of scoping out the area, minding your own business, you've got your collar kind of, tight around your neck, looking around. It's a little bit of snow in the air, but it's like the kind that's just a little bit, not enough that sticks. And as you turn a corner, as you're considering going back to the rusty shovel, you spot down an alleyway something scratched into the wall. Is that thieves' cant?
Snark immediately is he doesn't rush, but he steps as if he's gonna go one direction and then turns around, is like a second thought, and starts heading towards the what he sees scratched into the wall.
As you walk up to this area, scratched into the wood siding of another building, you see the symbol for fox. It spells out F-O-X.
Am I familiar with, like, any sort of... Well, there's one organization that immediately comes to mind, actually.
Yeah, what's that?
The one that Kazuhiko told us about. The Black... I'm trying to remember.
The Order of the Black Fox, yes.
Order of the Black Fox, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this could ring a bell.
Yeah, knowing that they're operating in the city, it makes Sin feel nervous, but now he's gotta, like, specifically, like, now he wants to know if they know that they're in the city. And what exactly they do here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's gonna try and sort of, like, see if he can find an indication of, like, where the next sign might be to continue on forward, or where, like, an entrance might be.
Excellent. As you are you traveling down the alleyways here? Are you looking for something specific?
I think Sin is Sin using his, like, he knows that, like, places have, like, different colloquial thieves cant, right?
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, I think he's just traveling down the alleys trying to, like, see what might lead him forward on what he's looking for.
Sure. Give me, as you are searching around for this, I will take a perception check.
Okay. Alright, that is a 3 this time, so plus 8 is 11.
An 11. You search around and you're not quite sure what could possibly be in this area that could lead to it. Perhaps, you think to yourself, maybe this is a fluke. Maybe it's not the same thing. But you see no indication of a secret path or more thieves' cant in this alleyway. But yeah, you don't find anything that stands out in particular. Other than, the rusty shovel.
Yeah, I mean, if he knows that they're in the city, so maybe I think if he can't find anything, he's gonna go back to the rusty shovel and try and, like, listen out for anyone talking about the fox or making, like, any symbols with their hands that might relate more to fox.
Yeah. So you go in and I assume you order a drink.
Oh yeah.
You sit down and you listen. I'm gonna roll to see what your chances are of hearing anything. What do you know? Okay. For the folks at home, that's a 58. You do hear something. However, it doesn't seem to have anything to do with the Order of the Black Fox. There are a few gentlemen sitting at a table in the back of this bar. There are a couple of people sitting also at the bar near where you are. Various nondescript people that not sure of gender presentation, because a lot of people are wearing heavy cloaks here because it is quite cold even in Wintergate, where it seems to be warmer than everywhere else because of the volcanic type pockets underneath the city that kind of heat the whole city. You notice that the snow doesn't really stick here except on the rooftops. What you hear is you catch bits and pieces of you catch the name Claudius, which is a very Elysian name. A lot of Elysian names are very Romanesque. You catch Claudius and mention of the plan. And it is, you hear like little clips and pieces of the conversation because you're trying not to listen too hard and be obvious. But the thing that you hear most clearly is they use the term "may the eye never close." And that is like their ending greeting before they part ways. One leaves the tavern. They wait a few minutes and chit-chat about mundane things. The next one leaves the tavern, waits, same thing. Talk about mundane things in between, talking about the plan. But the phrase, "may the eye never close," stands out to you.
Yeah, I think after he hears that, like, again, he was hoping to find, like, I think any other, like, maybe underbelly, like, situation, like, maybe, like, a market or anything, but, like, with that, and knowing that the Black Fox is in the city, he thinks he has to go back and tell at least Kazuhiko and everybody, like, hey, the Black Foxes are operating, and also I heard this weird thing that makes me think of that one book that we had from the guy.
Yep. Okay. So do you head directly back to the party? Or, I mean, there's a bartender behind the bar. There are other people sitting in the bar. If you're looking to dig up some, seedy underbelly stuff, you can always ask.
Yeah. I mean,
it's an option.
I think yeah, before he goes back, I think he still wants to try and see if there's like a different sort of market,
black market,
that he could visit.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Cool. Who do you ask? There's a few other people at the bar here, but with that group emptied out, there's not a lot of folks left other than the bartender and maybe 3 other people sitting at the bar in different spots, not next to you.
Oh, probably best just to ask the bartender and not bother someone who is who probably doesn't want to be disturbed.
Yeah. So who you see behind the bar is an elven individual, possibly non-binary. They're a little androgynous looking, but kind of buff at the same time. Leaning like against the bar, looking a little bit bored, but you can tell that their eyes are pretty sharp. They are checking people who walk by this tavern to see if people will walk in. They are looking they're probably keeping an eye out for, city guard.
Yeah, I think Sin is like, could I get another warm mead? And I have a question about the city. It's my first time here. If you're able to answer one.
Kind of looks you over. Yeah, mead coming right up, and will bring it to you. What you looking for, newcomer? Nobody randomly walks into the Rusty Shovel. What do you need?
Well, I'm preparing for a kind of dangerous expedition, and I wanted to see what other types of markets you guys have here.
Kind of smirks a little bit. I expect you didn't check out the shopping district.
I've been to many shopping districts. I usually find they don't have the types of tools that I need.
Definitely looks at like the scar on your neck, which is pretty prominent. It's kind of hard to hide that unless you're covering it up.
Oh, no, I mean, like, no. I think it also helps my street cred that I survived what looks like an apparent decapitation.
Mm-hmm. All right. What kind of tools do you need? I might be able to point you in the right direction. They kind of lay their hand on the table, palm up.
Yeah, Sin takes out, Sin goes to his belt, and I think shuffles around, and the person can see like thieves' tools, just like picks of various sizes before he gets out like a gold piece and puts it, and just sort of like slides it over like their hand.
Yeah, they'll palm it, tuck it in the pocket. If you're looking for tools for someone of your stature, there's a shop 2 streets over. It looks like a house. There is a green lantern over the door. It's not lit, but if you look for the green glass.
I appreciate it.
Tell them that Lars sent you.
Thank you. And Sin is gonna take his mead and just go and sit in the corner for a little while longer, see if he can hear anything else before he finishes his drink and go out to the shop.
So as you head 2 streets over in search of this shop, we are going to change scenes over to Dayu. What are you doing?
Holland is what I am. I knew you were gonna come to me.
Of course I am.
So, let's see. I think, with in mind that this might be the last time we're gonna be here for like a hot minute, Dayu is a little antsy when it comes to food, because while she prepared like 7 jars of broth, different types of broth, big ass jars that y'all are gonna be like so happy to have. Okay, I can't stress enough. Okay, I think she might look for other like local preservatives, like like food that's meant to be fermented, uh, and like kind of like pre-made in bulk and then sequestered away, so that way you can just eat it outright or prepare it easy. The equivalent of like winter kimchi, like that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
She might look for some of that just because, well, one, we won't be able to stay here for long, so there's no way we can really enjoy Elysian cuisine. Two, it might be nice, Nikita's from here, so, it might be, like, nice for Nikita to be like, oh, shit, I haven't had this in, like, I don't fucking know how old Nikita is. Years. Just something like that would be, like, kind of nice.
Sure.
I'm also looking for teas, like that we could brew later, so like tea leaves, tea bags. Just the idea that we need to keep warm is really important.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And while I do that, I really would like to see the dead around here.
Oh, okay.
The
yeah.
spirits, this is my thing. I don't know if I can even attempt to find, because you just said that this area is really large. What the fuck, man?
It is large. It's very large.
Large. It's large.
It's super large.
My voice, my mouth is trying to like ooh speak for some reason. Maybe it's because my boobies are out.
Oh my god.
But like I'm trying to not for once. It's just kind of happening.
So you're looking for spirits.
Looking for spirits. Because
And
I
looking for
wanna
tea, looking for
vibe
food.
check that, like, what are we dealing with spirits wise?
I'm so glad you asked me about the spirits. There are metric fuck tons of spirits here. There are so many. This is an extremely large city, which means there's an extreme amount of people, which means a lot of people move through this place. A lot of people die here because it's huge, it's ancient, it has stood for centuries. It stood through the shattering. There are so many spirits here. It's a little fucky. It's not to the level of Hallowgate Necropolis.
Okay.
But
it's loud.
It's loud here.
If it's a metric fuck ton, it's very loud. My ears are gonna be down the whole time.
Yes. There are many spirits everywhere. Every street, every corner, every building you see, every place you go into, spirits. At least a handful.
Then if I have time, which I think I do, instead of speaking to living locals, I'm talking to the dead ones.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is a great way to get information and gossip.
Yep.
But also to figure out just how sentient and chill the level of undead are. When I say chill, I mean you could be like fully sentient, be like, and fuck that bitch, like while you're dead.
Yep.
That's what I firmly believe. So
Yeah, absolutely.
This is what I'm doing.
So we can hand wave finding the tea and the food. You absolutely do that. Take like 2 gold off of your total amount. Food's not terribly expensive here, at least if you're looking for specifically local type foods and teas and things like that. Although you realize that tea is not a natural export of this place. So what you find are some nice Veil of Night tea.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute. I'm gonna pull this out and y'all will be like, what the fuck? Where'd you get it from?
Elysia does do trade with the Veil of Night because they are neighbors, and traveling between the two is actually not that terribly long of a journey if you don't make stops, if you have like a caravan and such. So yeah, you definitely do that. Where are you specifically seeking spirits to talk to? Because that will change what kinds of spirits you see.
I think I'm in we are roughly spending 2 days here, and this is where I'm gonna say I get a little bit nebulous with it because
Yeah, you can get nebulous.
I would have noticed this upon entering, right? Maybe not
Yes.
even entering, maybe just like fucking outside. It's
Yes.
like, why is this so loud?
There were a lot of spirits at the first checkpoint too, which was pretty easy to tell because of all of the blood and the snow. Lots of people die there.
Then if I may, I'm doing it since then.
Okay.
Like, I'm not necessarily like I'm not fucking ghost hunting here, but like it's
I guess I'm asking, what district specifically do you want to talk to spirits in? Because where you talk to spirits and which spirits you choose varies wildly on what kind of information you get.
okay. It's safe to say that for sure, like a market area or
Okay.
the equivalent of a town square, because
Sure.
if I'm getting local food, it makes sense
Yeah,
if it's in those areas.
sure.
Um,
There are
and then any around the hot spring, because we're
oh,
staying
there's
there. It
definitely
makes
there's
sense that I
definitely a
would
few there.
also-
There seem to be less near the hot spring.
Ooh, okay.
It's a pretty peaceful place.
But he
In
wants
the
to
market.
haunt the hot spring.
In the market, you see, in particular, that stand out to you because you can tell the difference between a spirit stuck in a loop, a spirit that is static, and spirits that are cognizant enough to speak with you. Also, Mei Lin is with you, so, you know, she can help you, you know, suss out who might be best to talk to. In fact, she actually wanders off and is like, I'm gonna go explore and see if I can find some tea, but not the boba kind. And she leaves.
All tea is good tea.
But you see, in particular, 3 spirits that stand out to you in the market area. There is an older gentleman who appears to be of the dwarven variety, so short, stout individual. There is a tall, wiry-looking woman in what looks to be roguish type attire. She's got a hood, leathers, form-fitting attire, like all kinds of weapons, and she is she's an elf, I think I said. She's an elf. No, I lied. Tiefling. She's a tiefling. There are a lot of tieflings in this city, by the way. And there is one individual who, maybe about 12 or 13 years old, a young girl. She's wearing very pretty clothing. It looks to be quite... she looks like a young noble. So those are your options.
I'm gonna go talk to the young noble.
Okay. So you approach the young woman. She appears to be... She is standing in front of a stall that has fresh cut flowers in it that have been grown in a local greenhouse. And she is examining the flowers as if she is considering buying something. This seems to be a task that she is stuck in.
Wait, do I know can I make a roll to know what the flowers are? Because I've been reading up on the flora and fauna here.
Yes, you can. God, let me pull up the spreadsheet. God damn it.
I have to open the spreadsheet. I have to find the spreadsheet again.
Artificer's Guide. Artificer's Field Guide. If you look in Google Drive and you literally search Artificer, you'll find it. Love a good spreadsheet. Yeah, this is a free resource from the interwebs. It is called the Artificer's Field Guide. I have edited it slightly to make my players happy. But it is a bunch of made-up plants, some of which are I think, mentioned in canon Dungeons and Dragons. So some of these things mentioned might be Forgotten Realms related. But it also lists descriptions, effects, and what they can be used in and what they can be used to make specifically. So we're calling this the Die Use Field Guide for this particular game. So you find, I'm gonna filter our little list here. Let's see. Give me just a second. Mountain terrain. Mountain. Okay. All right, we're filtering by mountain region type items. What you find is there are all manner of flowers here, some of which you recognize as being those from that you can find just about anywhere. There's things like sunflowers and tulips and regular flowers that you expect. However, you find, where the fuck is it? I know what I'm looking for. You find Bowen's flower. They tend to grow in mountains in little patches. But it spreads like a weed. It's supposed to be a cultivated type of flower, but it spreads kind of all over the place. And you understand that if it is processed in a certain way, from your knowledge of herbalism, that it can be used as a very mild sedative. It's for helping people sleep who have trouble sleeping. Other than that, nothing in particular stands out to you as far as like apothecary level usefulness. A lot of them are just different types of mountain flowers that would typically grow, you would expect, in the springtime or the very like warmest months of summer in Elysia, when the snow slows down enough that people can actually see grass from time to time, which is not super frequent outside of Wintergate.
Okay.
Yep.
Is this is a young girl, but 12 to 13 for girls means that she could be taller than me. So,
Yes.
am I how tall? Am I leaning over? Am I just standing up straight? Do I have to look up?
Yeah, you're 5'3", right? Yeah, she is slightly shorter than you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
I'll just kind of, I will move a little closer, but not too close to, like, like I'm respecting her space.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'll just kind of lean in a little bit closer so that way she knows that I'm, like, addressing her.
Mhm.
And I'll say, are you thinking of buying Bowen's flower?
She kind of glances over at you and she goes, "Oh, I'm not quite sure. It's more of a habit, I guess, at this point." She kind of looks down at herself. Obviously, I can't buy anything, but I used to come here all the time.
Like them?
I think they're pretty.
Do you have a place to go? I could get some and leave them there for you.
She kind of looks you over. I don't think you could get too close to the palace. But thanks anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's unfortunate.
She kind of
Were
tilts her head
you-
like,
Oh, that I can't reach you. Was it recent?
She thinks for a second. I'm not sure. What year is it?
Oh shit. So Somebody who has the notes out, please.
It is the year, I want to say it's 1564.
64. Yes.
Yes, it is 1564 currently.
1564.
Yep. Yeah, this was a while ago. Probably a good 10 years or so. My uncle, I think he still feels bad. I think he thinks it was his fault. But it's not his fault that I got sick. She kind of reaches out and tries to touch a flower and realizes she can't and just kind of shakes her hand like whatever.
Has this illness been going on for a while?
I was always a bit sickly. I think it was only a matter of time.
Ooh, What's the likelihood that it's not very likely at all. I'm not from here. I'm literally all the way at the bottom of the dam. What's your name?
She kind of hesitates for a second, but then she remembers she isn't alive, so it doesn't matter if she tells you. Well, my name is Vita. Vita. I'm from the Martinus family. My uncle, he's the Pyrex of the city.
I know what a Pyrex is.
The Pyrex, who, I don't know that you know his full name, but the Pyrex of the city is like, he is not the king, so there's, well, actually, who would be the king is actually the sovereign, non-binary title, not of the royal family, but has quite a bit of power in the city. If you need to get something done on an official basis, the Pyrex is the person that most people go to. Folks can appeal to the royal family for more information. But the Pyrex, not Pyrex, fuck you guys. The Pyrex has the I did not make up this title. Fuck you guys.
I know you. I know
it's
you
historical.
Didn't. I knew. I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Everybody else, Tupperware.
Yes. This individual has quite a lot of power. Is not a is a noble, but not a royal, if that makes sense. But that is the go-to person if you need something done in the city, because appealing to the royal family is, one, really hard to do, and two, not likely to get you anywhere unless you are somebody.
And what race is Vita again?
She is... Did I say? I don't think I said. She's a human. If I said something else before, I'm wrong. She's a human.
No.
There's a tiefling woman, a dwarven man, and she's a human. The young girl.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I was mixing it up with the other two, because I know the other two had.
Yeah.
Notable races. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's right, Alyssa. You try to blame me in our DMs. Like I said the word first. Okay. Oh, then she's up and up, technically. I mean, she's dead, but she's up and up. Was up and up. Have you seen any more of your family?
I see Uncle from time to time. I think my mother went back to Fouchus. I don't think she wanted to be here anymore after what happened.
Anyone... well, dead?
I mean, I'm sure there are. I guess I never really tried to look around very much.
Sometimes that helps when you're stuck to get unstuck. Unless you really enjoy your routine.
Not particularly. I mean, I don't know. I didn't even realize it had been 10 years. So,
Usually weird.
what does it mean to get unstuck? Can I leave?
Well, yes. Sometimes, spirits will do their usual routine because it's familiar and it's soothing for a while, but you might start to forget.
Well, I guess I can walk around a bit. Do you want to come with me?
Time?
Okay. And she'll reach out and tug on your sleeve a little bit, and you realize she's touching you. Come on.
Can I buy some of the flowers? I'll take a bundle. I would like some of the Bowen's ones as well.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, never know when just everybody. I think everybody in this party needs some melatonin, and I'm about to make it.
Yep.
But besides that, just bring some flowers. Walk around with them at the very least.
Yeah. When you realize that she's actually touching you, what you see is you see a little teeny tiny, ever so thin thread between the two of you. You don't think she did that. But she leads you along down the street. Takes you through the market district. Leads you through a nicer looking neighborhood. Until she stops outside of a pretty large, not huge, a large, official looking building. It is a stone building, tall columns, very Romanesque. There are the colors of Wintergate. Kind of, there's a how do I describe this? It's like swaths of fabric that kind of hang off of the columns that kind of blow a little bit in the breeze, but they're tied at the bottom so they're not just whipping all over the place, to demonstrate the colors of Wintergate, which are purple and gold. And there's a kind of there's some hedging and a little bit of a gate separating you from this building. But she points to this very official-looking building, and she says, "That's where my uncle works." Are you an adventurer? You look like an adventurer.
I am an adventurer.
I wanted to be an adventurer. I think that would have been nice.
Wanna come with?
She kind of looks at herself and looks at you, and she's pretty frail looking. Like, you can tell she was sickly. And not suddenly. I don't think I'm really cut out for it, realistically. And she kind of looks around and looks at the building again. I kind of want to watch over him.
That's a very good goal.
He's a good man. He helps people.
Does he have anyone with him currently?
She tilts her head. You mean like
A
a spouse or
live?
something?
No. Just like family or friends with him.
Our family is quite large. The Martinus family is related to the Prasnius family. And you know that name because that's the name of the royal family.
The fuck, chat? Anyways, sorry. Well,
We have
that's
lots of family.
That's good.
It is.
If you want to watch over, that's a very good goal. It could keep you busy. But if you feel like stepping out for a little bit, I should be leaving for Mount Ceres. Ceres? Yes. Ceres, very soon.
Oh. Why do you want to go up there? It's very dangerous.
Yes, well, there is going to be some sort of big star event, and my friend needs to go see it. But also, we're looking for, Ooh, Jesus, wow, it really has been 2 months, huh? 1 second. I'm blanking out all the words. I'm blanking
thing,
out
the stuff,
all
you
the
know?
fucking.
Thing in
The
the
stuff and the things.
Hey,
I'm looking for ruins.
I'm looking for rumors.
I'm looking for ruins. I'm supposed to meet with the druids here.
Oh. Wow. That's quite the honor. So you're looking for hold on. I have to pull this up. There is a different set of notes here that I have to pull up. Oh my god, is it not in this document? I hate my life. Suddenly.
I don't know if you can hear my sister screaming, but it would appear that she's getting fucked up in a video game.
I cannot hear her.
Good.
Which is A-okay with me. I'm looking at the wrong goddamn document. Hold on. Do you ever realize your document is entirely too long, and then when you look for information and you can't find it, it's like a nightmare? That's where I'm at.
I heading the fuck out of that. My documents? Head.
And you stumble upon it later on when you don't need it.
Yep. I inevitably will find what I do not need. Aha! Yes. Please tell me. This is somewhere in here. The Zareth clan, yes, the Zareth clan druids, which is she says it by name. The Zareth clan, they're quite reclusive, but they're very important. They don't come down from the mountain very often, so you're gonna go find them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. You know there's dragons up there, right?
Come from Southmore, so
Oh.
wouldn't say it's bigger, but one
She's like,
extreme
oh,
for the other.
concerned. Oh. Aren't there lots of giants down there?
Hmm?
Oh. Have you fought dragons?
Undead one.
An undead one?
Yeah.
Wow. And she's got like little stars in her eyes. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Just like in the stories. Have you ever fought a dragon on a mountain, though?
No, but I did use one in a swamp. So not as cool.
She just
but
like blinks. Like what?
a swamp is it? And I just
No, she knows. She knows what a swamp is. Just that you said that you found a dragon in a swamp. She's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was like a corpse.
Oh.
I'm a necromancer.
That's
which
why you can
explains
see
this.
me. Okay, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
So I just used it for a little bit, and then I put it back to rest.
Wow. Can you make me come back for a little bit? Is that a thing you can do with people?
Thing I'm trying to figure out if I can do. Maybe eventually. I did meet like a lich, and then I'm not sure what the other person was. But they were hot. So there's gotta be more things I can do. But I can bring like spirits with me. It's very easy to kind of reach out to them.
Well, that sounds interesting. And then her little head like whips towards the building, and she goes, "Hide, hide, hide!"
Oh my god. Okay.
Roll me a stealth check.
Oh shit.
unless you're not gonna hide, you can opt to not hide. You can just be standing out in the open in front of this building.
Yes. Yes, I think I was too into things before, and this whole time I was also debating if this is where if the uncle works, maybe I could like leave the flowers by like the equivalent of like a secretary and be like delivery. You know, like you know, just like nice and semi-ominous. But yeah, and because of all of that, but then we start talking about other things like, you know, what's next for this little girl's unlife and
This little girl.
swamps, and then you mentioned giants, and my head went my boyfriend. So I just need you to know that I'm gonna stand here. You say hide and I can't. Sounds like there's a bunch of gates everywhere. Where am I gonna hide?
Yeah. I mean, there are a couple things you could hide behind, but it's too late now. So you
It's too late.
watch as a tall, broad individual with blonde hair. It's kind of pushed back. He is wearing pretty dark clothing, not like all black, but like blacks and grays, very no nonsense, not too opulent, but clearly nicely made. And he is walking with a cane. And walks with a little bit of a limp as he exits the building, and this young Vita realizes that you are not hiding. She goes, "That's Uncle, that's Uncle." And when she says that, she says, "Oh, can you talk to people for me? Can you talk to Uncle Martinus?"
Say all of this out loud, so now I guess I look like I'm mumbling.
Yep. So you watch as this individual steps out of the building, starts walking towards the gate sees you standing there talking to yourself, and just kind of looks at you and says, Can I help you? Do you need assistance with something? Are you alright? He's very handsome. He's so handsome.
Well, Dai finds handsome to usually be submissive, so that's really good. You know, that's where my head's gonna go now that you've ruined. I know exactly what this man looks like now because I read something else. Okay. Dai's just gonna kind of like squint a little bit and just go, yes, but first, can I just know how your day is going? Because if your day is bad, I'll just leave and come back.
He looks a little confused. It's going fine, I suppose. Thank you for asking. Pryrix Caius Martinus, nice to meet you, and he extends his hand to you. He has now stepped out of the gate. He's not doing this over the fence.
Okay, I was like, I'm ready to just do this whole interaction through the fence.
No. He steps through the fence. He shows very little fear, even though he clearly is not like a fully able-bodied individual. He does not seem to register you as any kind of threat. So he like exits the gate and holds his hand out to you.
Well, I'll shake it in a very just like I guess I'll just hold the fingers, shake a little bit, because this is the Dai's trying to figure out
He's
how
a pretty
tell.
big man. He's taller. He's probably about as tall, if not slightly taller, than Nikita.
That's mongous. Okay,
He's a big dude.
This is the best.
He's a big man.
I'm either about to ruin this for me. I'm gonna make it great.
Oh boy.
I said that very loud. Sorry. Dai will shake. Just be like, oh, Dai, you silver hair. I'm just gonna say a whole thing. Don't freak out too much. If you need proof, I can do that.
Oh, okay.
So I'm a necromancer, and I talk to spirits, and your niece, Vita, wants me to relay some stuff to you.
He just kind of raises a brow. I see. All right. You're necromancer? And he clocks the holy symbol around your neck because you wear it pretty prominently. Are you from the Our Lady Temple?
I'm also all the way from Southmore, and I'm here on business. Sort of. And I'm just gonna look at Vita. Like, did she need something? Or and if she doesn't say anything,
Vita,
I might try something else.
Vita looks to you and she goes, tell him that I love him and I hope he's okay and that I'm watching over him to make sure he's okay. And what can I say that will make him believe it's really me?
Just maybe something that only you two would know.
Remember the
I say
tree
this all out
swing.
loud. One, remember the tree swing?
It looks a little surprised. All right.
Well, she says she loves you and she wants to keep watching over you. You're doing great. Give him a thumbs up.
He smiles a little bit.
if I inside check him, like on a scale of 1 to 10, like is he just like playing along with potential bullshit, or like?
Yeah, give me an insight check into this man.
I need to lift my whole fucking arm if I'm gonna do that, or else I'm gonna shake everything. 14.
He seems to be having a genuine, like, positive reaction. Like, he's surprised. You think he was definitely caught off guard. But when you mentioned the tree swing, Vita is babbling in the background, going, "There was a tree swing at his house when I was growing up, and we used to play on it all the time. And there were lots of flowers in the garden, and the dog was there." And she's just babbling on and on and on about all of her good times with her beloved uncle, who she spent apparently a lot of time with because her mother was very busy. And she's just going on and
some
on.
of that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna relate like TLDR wise.
Yeah,
like, just, like,
basically like she's here, she's excited to see you.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm giving him. Just kind of like a. Seems yeah, you spent a lot of time together. She's just at this point talking about the
Yes.
good memories.
Yes, that's very sweet. Apologies. It's not every day I meet a necromancer with messages from my dead niece. So, caught me a little off guard there. It's an interesting way to introduce yourself.
Trust me.
Thank you for
This
passing
is one of the better
message.
ones. You're very welcome.
Is this
thank
a
you for
service
taking
you?
it well.
Is this a service you generally provide to people?
Sometimes when, for a couple of years now, I've been doing more so funeral rites and stuff. So sometimes it helps to know what the dead actually want, and usually where the body helps, and I can kind of help them move on if they want to move on. I don't think Vita wants to move on. I think she just wants to stay a while and watch over you.
Oh. Well, that's awfully nice, but isn't there... He just kind of... He looks around like he's looking to see if somebody else is here. Isn't there, like... Well, you're a necromancer, you would know. Isn't there, like, a afterlife she should be going to? Or something? I'm not particularly, religious, so...
It's kind of different. You know, sometimes people become other things. And sometimes they move on right away. It's very situational.
I see. So, even as a necromancer, there's nothing you can do to have her be where she probably is supposed to be, rather than here. It seems... has she been here this whole time? He just kind of thinks for a second, like, oh, boy.
Yes, 10 years.
Oh, yes, it has been 10 years. Huh. Okay. Probably gonna need some time to process that. You said you're new in town?
I'm sorry. I immediately thought of the fucking John Mulaney skit.
Immediately is like changing the subject, because he's like, okay, I don't really want to talk about my dead niece anymore. The good nature is waning a little bit, not into frustration, but more of like I don't really want to talk about my niece anymore.
Yeah. No, I can pick that up.
Mm-hmm.
Dial just kind of nod. Yeah, yes. Here on business, we'll only be here for a few days before we go up the mountain.
Brows go up at that. So you're an adventurer, I see. And you said you were from Southmore?
But I'm here on business from somewhere else.
Oh, really? Where from?
I'm gonna look at Vita and be like, he's a good person, right?
She nods.
She's 12!
There's like some sort of fucking bald-headed demon around here. I don't know. From
Not the
Oh.
bald-headed demon.
from the Vale.
The Veil of... Ah, you're part of the contingent from the Caligo Shire.
Oh yes.
I see. It is, however, you know, my business to know who enters into the city, especially if they are an official delegation. Is there anything you or your companions require in an official capacity, or are you merely stopping by on the way up the mountain?
Well, we weren't sure how much help one could get for a trek up the mountain. Like a map would be great.
They're really the mountain.
Don't think there are any.
It's not mapped.
Yes, that's what I thought.
We generally advise against going up the mountain. Obviously, we're not going to forbid you or bar you from doing so. It is something that you would be doing at quite your own risk. I must say, though, there are quite a lot of monsters on the mountain. There are dragons and other things. I hope you
Yes,
are
so I've heard.
well equipped and prepared for such a journey, though if you are working on the behalf of the Caligo Shire, are you going to the Druid clan?
Yes.
I see. They have not, sadly, I don't have any current information on them. They have not been down to the city in quite a few years. They tend to keep to themselves unless absolutely necessary. They do occasionally come down to the city to consult with the royal family. He was about to explain himself and then realizes he probably doesn't want to do that. The royal family, in order to give them updates on the status of the mountain and what kinds of creatures are taking up residence up there. It has been a few years, maybe 5 or so, since the last delegation.
Is it normal for them to take?
Oh, yes. They are quite reclusive. They truly only come down when absolutely necessary, as deemed by their leaders. They tend to keep to themselves. And if they do come down, it's only in the summertime.
Okay. Well, that's very helpful. Thank you.
Do you know where you are going on the mountain? To the... Do you
Alyssa,
know-
type in chat so that way I know.
I just said up.
So,
Okay.
so you know that you're going to. He is to clarify. Here, this is the GM speaking. To clarify, he's asking if you know where you're going in regards to finding the druids. He's not asking you about your full journey. He's asking you about the druids because that's what you're talking about right now.
True.
Do you,
Daddy's just gonna look him in the eye and shake her little head. No.
I see.
If it's anything like the last one, this would be the second time we went to a place with no map and no real direction and just kind of figured it out.
Interesting. It is, I would say, depending on the weather, probably a week's journey up. Not quite halfway up to the mountain, but there is a series of caves in which they dwell. Caves and a little bit of an area that they have claimed as their territory. The Ceres clan is not unfriendly. They simply keep to themselves. It's not out of malice or anything of that nature, as I expect the Caligo Shire told you.
We were told that they would honor the agreements, so I would assume, at least, on official business.
They are the honorable sort, from last I checked. sorry I don't have more information there, but should you come back to the city at some point, if you require anything of me, well, you know where to find me. He motions to the building behind him.
Yes. Yes, I do. Thank you. I'm gonna look at Vita, like, anything else you want to say?
She looks at you and she goes, you should take him up on his offer. He likes the Caligo Shirai.
If, we're staying at the... Guys, what the fuck? This was in our time skip. I know.
It's the Curate's Rest.
Curate's Rest. Thank you. I need you to know that I was gonna call it something else.
It's not the Busty Banshee, sorry.
No, I remembered it as carrot, and I knew it was wrong.
That
Carrot?
was so fitting.
Yeah, like Carrot's Rest.
The Carrot's Rest, yes, that's exactly.
Yes, that's how I remembered it, and I know I was wrong because I don't know what kind of fucking vegetables these people have seen.
Oh my god.
Pomelo? That's a fucking fruit.
Curate,
So-
like Curate. Curate.
Curate.
Yes.
We're staying at the Curate's Rest for
Oh,
today. So
okay.
if I guess if we end up finding out anything else, I'll let you know. I can do that now because I've seen you and talked to you with magic. With
he
magic.
says, yes.
I should have added that. I'm sorry.
With magic, yes. Well, should you or your delegates need anything if you return to the city, I'm happy to help, obviously in an official capacity, a political capacity, should you need anything. I have met with your Caligo Shirai in the past, so more than happy to assist. Good day.
Good
It was nice meeting you.
day.
He'll-
Nice to meet you too.
He'll kind of nod respectfully to you and continue on his way.
Oh, wait. I forgot. I was supposed to give you the flowers. I was gonna leave it somewhere.
He stops and turns. Sorry?
I was supposed like a gift.
You hold out the flowers to him and he
Mm-hmm.
takes them and looks around. Are these for...
Vita seems to like you very much, and she wants to stay here. So, usually I do things to keep the spirits happy. So you make her happy. So this is very weird to explain.
I think I
Okay.
understand your meaning. I will find a nice vase for them when I get home. Thank you. That's very kind.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Yep.
I'm gonna go somewhere.
And he will...
I can turn invisible. I'm just gonna turn invisible.
head off in another direction. Yeah, you start tap dancing.
Dancing. What am I tap dancing for?
I don't know. Somebody said it in the chat. I have no idea.
I only tap dance when I'm upset because bunnies do the foot tapping thing to
Oh my
express
God.
anger.
You've officially made a very important contact in the city. Congratulations. Also in the most awkward way humanly possible.
Yeah, like it's so funny. Remember that dead niece of yours?
Yeah.
She's still here.
So
Hasn't
we're gonna skip over to Revelation. Revelation, what are you doing?
Yeah, so this place that we're staying
Yes.
is a religious institution for a god of knowledge, among other things. Do I know anything about their relationship with Furos or other knowledgey gods?
I would definitely say that Ceres, the Lightbringer, so knowledge is part of their, or rather his domain, but he is not related to Furos in any way. Not related to, who was the other deity you encountered? I believe it was Esherai. Esherai is like a neutral good type of deity. Their domain is very specifically knowledge and tomes and things of that nature, whereas Ceres is more of like a love and light kind of god, the light bringer, the hopeful. Knowledge just happens to be one of the purviews that fall under this deity. His symbol is 2 hands holding a lit lantern. That has like rays coming off of it. So really mostly like a peace, light deity, more than knowledge. Knowledge is not the primary purview for Ceres.
Okay.
Ceres is also known as a lawful good deity, and is one of the largest religious organizations in the world. The Chantry of the Hopeful.
Cool. So, no library, I'm assuming, at
No.
the hot springs.
Nope.
Is there a library in town that I could find?
There certainly is.
I would like to go to the library, and I think because we're in Elysia, I'd like to see if I can learn anything more about Aegon Zareth.
Absolutely. Okay, so let me actually pull this up. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, that's where the note was that I needed a while ago.
What did I say?
Aegon Zareth. Yep. Story of my fucking life. Aegon Zareth. Roll me investigation. See if you can find the information you're looking for.
That is a 14.
Hey, that's not bad. You find, let's see, what information would you find? You find a historical book that discusses druids in the region of the mountains, specifically Mount Ceres. Your understanding is that Aegon Zareth, who was the... What number sage was he? It is important to notify which one was which. I believe he was the...
Was it 5?
I think he was the 5th sage. You are possibly correct. I need like posters on my wall that list out all the important figures in this fucking world.
You're gonna look like Charlie Day.
I am
Line.
Charlie Day secretly. Aegon Zareth is the 5th sage. You remembered correctly. He, from the sketch that you see of this man, is a Goliath-looking individual with horns and a tail. Like a tiefling. He is what you see in this depiction of this individual. So you get more of a visual of him than actual written information. A scarred-looking individual. You see different sketches of him from, I guess, an artist who contributed to this book. You see sketches of him generally shirtless in pretty much every picture. Dude does not wear a shirt. And what you notice is he has tattoos on his face, like all over his face. He's bald, and the tattoos go back over the top of his skull and backwards. He is humongous. Dude is built like a mountain. And in some images where you see him where he is not directly facing the artist, where you get to see his back, there are crisscrossed scars all over his back. He is depicted as a warrior of the mind and body, and you do see some notations and observations from the author. This is an older book. That there's a rumor that he might have been involved with Aenon Visser, the queen of the Fracketh Sea, and the sixth sage. It is depicted that there's like some poetry about the two of them from other artists that have been notated in this book. It's kind of more of like an artsy type depiction, talking about the different, some of the different sages that have passed through this area, including Aenon Visser. And it is heavily implied that the two of them were romantically involved. Now, Aegon Zareth is long since passed. He is no longer alive. You're not sure at what age he died or what year. That is not depicted. And he is the founder of the Zareth clan. So he was the head of the clan. And the existing clan, you surmise from reading through other books, exists today purely because of Aegon Zareth. He started the clan. So what that means is he probably found someone else later on and started his own clan. That's what you know. Other than that, not much about his personality, what kind of warrior he was, nothing like that.
So we get Dayu to talk to him, and then when we go talk to Aenon,
oh boy,
she can awkwardly talk about her dead lover.
Oh boy. Yes. 10 out of 10.
But, okay, so the vibe seems like he is sort of, I mean, important in that he founded the Zareth clan of druids, who are still, like, kind of a big deal.
Yep.
But less of a big deal to the city itself than, like, Veldin was.
Correct. He does not seem to have very much to do with the city at all. What you have surmised, probably from reading other things or, you know, just browsing through different historical texts as you're reading, I'll just give you this because why not? This city is possibly the most ancient city that is still standing today. There are other cities that have existed for quite a long time that have fallen to ruin over time, either because of the shattering or other events, but Wintergate has stood for time immemorial. It is truly an ancient city. And something that's interesting is you can't find the origin of this city. There is no listed builder. There is no listed original king or queen or anything of that nature. Those records seem to have been lost during the shattering. So all records of where the city came from, who built it, why it was built here, etc., is lost.
Okay.
Yep.
Is it common knowledge, or is there a book about, like, how the city sort of stood through the shattering? Or...
there is no indication of why the city stood through the shattering.
Interesting.
None whatsoever.
Okay, I don't have any other specific questions I think I can answer at the library at this point. So yeah, Rev just spends a nice day looking at books.
Yeah, you have a nice day in the libraries. And I think here's probably a good place to take a little break. And then we will check in with Aurora and Nikita to see what they are up to, and then we will get back to whatever trouble Sin is getting into. So don't walk away, because as we are getting into the break, I'm going to pull up the trailer for our new show that starts next Friday, Valentine's Day, Curse of Sapphics. It is a Pathfinder 2nd edition remastered retelling of Curse of Strahd. Did I mention Strahd's a woman? So stick around. We're going to pull up the trailer so that you guys can see it on the break, and we will be back in a few. Bye. Hello, everybody. So sorry for the delay. It's my fault. You know why? Because I made popcorn. And popcorn for me takes a long time because I use an air popper. It's my fault. I held everybody up. GM needs to eat, otherwise GM gets grumpy. So, remember that. Bring your GM snacks in your home games, everybody.
Does that mean it require constant almonds?
Almonds? I do like almonds, actually. Preferably the chocolate-covered variety.
Delicious.
Anyway, before we jump right back into it, hopefully you all got to see the trailer for Curse of Sapphics. Sorry about the volume level on there. I did not think about that before I put that on the screen. I did not equalize it at all. I apologize. But yes, Curse of Sapphics. Aki, since you're the GM for Curse of Sapphics, how about you tell the audience a little bit about our game?
Yeah. I don't know okay. Curse of Sapphics is a Pathfinder 2e system swap / retelling. There's a lot of terms we can use for what the fuck this game is. Of Curse of Strahd. With, yes, a Lady Strahd. It features 4 very unfortunate people stuck in an even more unfortunate place in the world. If you like hot women, and then also the turmoil of women, and then also pathetic men that I make even more pathetic, you will enjoy Curse of Sapphics. I personally really, really like what we're doing. I'm very excited. This has been in the making for a very long time. So I'm very, very happy that we're finally getting it going. Oh, it's also all POC because I killed all the white people. And by that I mean I just changed it all. It's great. That's right, Strahd is a woman of color. Imagine the strife. Imagine the strife that I'm gonna put even myself through. This is gonna be great. Yeah, I think that's all I can say. Oh, Mandy's in it. Mandy's playing in it because I have to pay rent. Being on this channel at this point.
Pay rent?
So, yeah.
What does that mean?
You're gonna enjoy it.
When do I get a check? What's happening?
You guys are getting paid?
Is that I mean it in a funny way.
Is it paid?
Like,
yeah, no.
We're swapping places.
We are swapping places, so it is a pre-recorded game. Season 1 begins airing not this coming Friday, but Friday, February the 14th. So what better time than St. Valentine's Day Massacre time to do Curse of Strahd? We'll be sharing some of the character art here on the socials soon, all throughout this weekend and through this week to help build hype. So if you see that on the social medias, please share it out. I have put all of the events in the Discord server so that you know exactly when every single episode is airing of Season 1. And hint, hint, nudge, nudge, we're going to start filming Season 2 soon. Very soon. It's a project that's going strong. Super excited for it. I have loved being a player in this campaign. I'm super excited to share it with all of you. And Aki's right. It has been a long time in the making. Almost a year, actually.
It depends. For you, almost a year. For me, 2 years.
Oh, God. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
so
how long it's
just
been.
a long time.
Yeah.
Just a very
Yeah.
long time thing. So, yeah. It's, super exciting. Really excited for a fresh game on the channel. We used to have multiple games on the channel. It's good to have that again. So thank you, Aki, for being an awesome GM. You guys get to see me get tortured by Aki. See, we get to swap seats. It's gonna be a good time. Okay, so I'm gonna put my snack over here so I don't get distracted by it. I'm probably gonna get distracted by it anyway, but I can try. Yeah, so now that we are back, we are going to shift scenes over to, actually, Aurora and Nikita, do you have anything you want to do separately, or are you going around the city together? Or are you staying in the, if you're staying in the hotel, that's fine too.
I was going to ask Molly because I think the only thing Aurora wants to do in terms of the city is to just kind of see if she can get a read on what is happening in terms of like why things are so locked down, like why people the guards are so strict, but more in a sense of like information gathering and not really trying to go too deep into things without the rest of the party.
I think Nikita would join you with that. She's not really the most charismatic, but she'll definitely be there to accompany you. And also because she's curious.
Yeah, you're the muscle.
You're the bodyguard for your girlfriend. Okay, so you're going into the city. So you said you had said before the session you were looking for like the more affluent areas?
Yeah, I'm curious
like
to know,
glitzy.
like, do we have access to areas where there would be people who are more involved in like the city structure in terms of whether that's like guards or politically?
If you are looking for a political contact, you would indeed be looking for the Prorex, which I think is actually how I'm supposed to pronounce that. The Prorex Caius Martinus. If you have political inquiry, he is the man to speak to. He is well loved in the yeah.
Aurora's interested in finding out what people would gossip about him, but before getting to the level of interacting with him,
Sure.
like trying to get a read on what the vibes are in terms of the people in power here.
Sure. Where do you want to listen for gossip?
I think they're like a shopping area where they would sell fancier items, or a place where like
Maybe it would
high-end
help.
meals would be provided.
High-end meals. Okay, so a nice place to stop for lunch that is also relatively oriented to the kinds of shops that you are thinking about. Also, I do want to say, actually, I should paint the picture a little bit more of what kinds of establishments there are to see in the city, in the areas in which you, in particular, are walking. There are various inns, there are actually quite a few brothels, some of which are temple-like. The temple of Ahia Makara, the Paramour, is quite well worshipped here. You imagine in the mountains when there's not a lot to do, brothels are a pretty good place to hang out. There are fashion houses, bookstores, there's even a smut store in the red light district as you pass by. Apothecaries, general stores, all kinds of things. There is a fashion district in this city. Something you notice, something you notice about a lot of the people here, if they are of any level of, wealth above, being quite poor, most people, even those who don't seem to have quite as nice of clothing, are very well dressed. Fashion is very prominent here at pretty much all levels of society. So there is that. As for a place to eat, there is... It is. I scrolled right past it, didn't I? There is a restaurant next to one of the temples of the Paramour. That is called the Stag Lodge. It seems to be quite nice. Possibly more average in pricing, but it is in a nice part of town. So you expect that respectable people frequent this place.
That sounds good to me. Nikita, food, drink, eavesdropping.
You know I'm there. I am not really good at the talking part, I guess, but I'll listen.
Yeah, listen and then tell me what you hear, and then I can talk about it, not a problem.
Okay. Teamwork.
And just like, sometimes you put on a mean face, sometimes you put on like a relaxed face, sometimes you put on like a judgmental face. Just like cycle through those kinds of things.
How's this? As you go through them, she's gonna try to give you those faces. Maybe not do the best for they all kind of have an ounce of mean.
To help, when Aurora thinks you should be more judgmental, she'll poke you in the side so that your expression changes. More like that.
Okay. I'll just follow you.
Yeah, you got this.
Thank you.
And takes her by the arm and heads inside. And I think enters with a flourish because she draws attention usually where she goes.
Oh, yeah.
And she thinks this is an opportunity to call
appearance.
the gossip towards her.
Okay. So you step into the Stag Lodge with a flourish, in a little swirl of the air as you open the door. The little bell overhead kind of jingles, and what you see inside are very nice, kind of dark woods, deep green dyed leather seating. There is a long bar. It is a pretty large eating area, so it seems to be a bit more of a restaurant type place where there happens to also be a bar. Many of the people here are dressed pretty nicely. Some appear to be possibly middle class-esque up into higher society. There's a good mix of upper and upper middle class of folk here. Unlike other cities where you have been, particularly unlike where you grew up, there seems to definitely be social, political hierarchy here more than what you experienced at home in Okurai. In Okurai, people are pretty equal, even if they're not in a position of power, and they're treated as such. Here, that does not seem to be the case. There are quite a lot of people here. It seems to be a popular place to eat. Good mixture of different gender presentations, a variety of different folks. The individual behind the bar is a kind of medium height woman. She's pretty. She's dressed very nicely. She's dressed in a uniform of sorts. Her hair is she's got chestnut hair that's kind of pulled back. Long sleeves, so you can't see if she has any tattoos or markings or anything like that. And she is conversing in a friendly way with some of the folks at the bar. So that's what you see here. There's a nice roaring fire in one of the fireplaces in the room. It's nice and warm in here compared to the street.
Aurora will make a beeline for the bar and the person behind it, and I call out, "Hi there, is there a place to sit for someone like me?"
Oh, absolutely. And she kind of leans on the bar and kind of strides a little bit closer to where you are, picking a chair that's open. You can sit wherever you like. If you're sitting at the bar, if you'd like a table, I can prepare one for you.
Well, I was hoping to speak to a few of the locals. I feel like it's probably easier to do at the bar. I'm not from around here, I'm out of town here with on official business with my girlfriend.
Okay, waves.
Well, welcome. Welcome to our fair city. You can call me Vedya. If you need anything, have any orders or anything like that, let me know.
Yes, that would be lovely. Strong alcoholic beverage. And a recommendation for what's good to eat.
She'll kind of slide a menu. I recommend the venison stew. It is quite good this year. The hunts have been pretty plentiful recently. If that is not your style, we also have a vegetable stew, and she lists off like different kinds of alcohols that are local to Wintergate. So there are different wines that are local to here. You've come to the understanding that there is a small vineyard in the city, in the area in which the snow doesn't stick, that does offer like limited levels of wine that are a little bit difficult to get to because the vineyard is so small because it's in the city. There are different types of whiskey that are local to Elysia, different kinds of beers and meads. So there's pretty much a variety. Basically name what you want and they have it. And a lot of them are local to Elysia.
I mean, I personally want the venison stew and that whiskey.
Coming right
Excellent.
up.
Sounds perfect. I'm in.
Okay, two
And
and two.
you must tell me, before you
Yes.
go,
Of course.
everyone here is dressed so fabulously. Where do you get such gorgeous clothing?
Oh, the fashion district. It's just a couple streets over. You'll notice by the colorful buildings, they stand out quite a bit compared to the rest of the gray drab here.
Excellent. It's beautiful. Does everyone have such taste?
I would say most do. I would recommend, if you're looking for a recommendation, if you go to the Calventia fashion house. That is where they have the finest silks I have seen in this area.
Ooh, excellent.
Nikita kind of like floofs her hair a little bit. Do I look okay?
Yes, you're fine, babe. Don't worry about it. I would tell you if you didn't look good.
You're right. I trust your judgment on that. This is a little stuffy, isn't it?
Yes, actually, to be honest, I did not expect be so formal in here. Aurora wants to look around and kind of see if she can tell, like, compared to what she may be used to. Where on the scale of this establishment would she fall in terms of the people who are here? Like, is she kind of like in the middle kind of range of who's here? Are people kind of more affluent, politically involved?
It's a pretty good mix, actually. Probably because of the location, given that it's near different brothels and fine shopping and things like that, that these seem to be locations where folks who are more on the affluent side tend to frequent, which would align with your political standing in the Vale of Night. So they're basically your people, if we're talking about the scale of society.
Okay, great. So, I will say to Nikita, kind of more like my family's scene than mine, but I definitely know how to get information out of rich people. So, what we gotta start with is just picking up a little bit of goss. I like to leave a trail of breadcrumbs to encourage people to share information. So, and she'll just put on an artificially loud voice to say, "Oh my goodness, the journey from the Vale to Elysia, it took so much more time than I expected. My feet hurt."
Give me a performance
Yes, it
check.
was very harsh.
Both of you give me a performance check. Jesus Christ.
Iconic.
No fucking way. Natural one.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Ah, Nikita, you roll like shit. Never change.
Ladies, babies, and gentlemen.
A little bit.
Yeah, 17.
There's some mixed reactions that you notice. Some people look over in your direction, but they're looking more at Nikita, like, what the fuck is wrong with this person? They seem so awkward. Some people are looking at you like they're paying attention. And the bartender, who is, like, kind of in the process of coming back from putting in your order as you are finishing saying what you're saying, like having this performative conversation. Ah, did you say you're from far away? It's quite the journey from the Vale.
Oh yes, it took us days, weeks, I don't quite remember how long to get up here. There is so much snow. We only get a little bit of snow in the Vale, but here, oh wow, there's tons. It's so nice your city is warm enough to keep it away.
Oh yeah, that's the they probably talk about this in like the museums and such, but the ground is quite warm, so the snow doesn't really stick around the city because of the vents and such. That's why it's warm in here and generally warm in most buildings. It's coming from the ground. Points down at the floor.
I can see why you keep it under such a lock and key. It's a very valuable place to be able to enter into.
That's roll me a persuasion check.
Be persuasive.
I'd also like to throw in that actually that natural one was a full 0.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted everyone to know that.
Don't worry, I'm taking note.
Oh my gosh,
There will be consequences. At some
that
point.
is amazing. I got another 17.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Wait. Was that persuasion?
Persuasion, yeah.
Oh, it's actually a dirty 20.
Excellent.
Damn.
They go, well, between us, although everybody really knows about this, it's not normally under such lock and key. They've really upped the security over the last few weeks. I heard someone attempted to poison the royal family, and they're passing it off as an illness. It's quite the coup. But the sovereign still lives, and so does their family, so maybe it's nothing.
Oh, that is saucy information. Who would do such a thing? I mean, that's bold to try and take over or displace those in power.
It is quite bold. You know, the royal family is actually pretty well liked here. I don't know how familiar you are with Elysian politics, but things are pretty peaceful here, for the most part. So, she just kind of shrugs.
Also, they're kind of nice. They're not,
They're pretty fair.
kicking people out of their homes.
Not generally. I mean, there are people who, if they can't work, then obviously they can't provide, so shrug.
Yeah, I wouldn't really know much about that.
I wouldn't either.
Oh.
Work all day and all night. Gestures to the tavern.
I love that for you.
Jesus Christ. We're back, chat. We're fucking back. Yeah, it's I don't know, I expect it's like anywhere else, right?
It is way bigger here than where I come from, so that is a welcome change.
Interesting. I wouldn't know. I've never been to the Vale. I've heard it's nice though. They're pretty protective of their borders over there, aren't they?
Yes, in a very different way. Much harder to get into the Vale than here.
That's true.
It's less violent.
Well, there's yeah, you're right about that. The bartender kind of leans over and says, yeah, you're not wrong. Well, normally, it's really not normally like that. Like, genuinely. It's really only been these last few weeks that things have been on such a lockdown. I wonder if they're searching for, maybe there's merit to the rumor. Maybe they're searching for the ones responsible.
I certainly hope we don't come across anything like that.
Well, keep your nose out of trouble. You're in a nice place like this, so chances are pretty low.
Yes, plenty of fun to be had. Aurora's like looking at Nikita like, eh.
Oh, you two are such a cute couple. Here are your drinks, by the way. She'll like put the whiskeys in front of you. Enjoy.
Thank you.
If you have any questions, let me know. And she'll get back to tending to other patrons, giving you two a chance to chit-chat if you want.
And by chit-chat, I think that means Aurora is trying to listen into what people are talking about in the area around. Yeah, I think that's the gist of it.
Roll me a perception check, both of you.
Yeah. I would say Nikita's looking for anybody who seemed interested in our conversation that we just had.
Well, okay.
Oh, shit, okay.
Perception for Aurora. Nikita, if you're looking at people to see who's looking at you, actually, yeah, well, you're trying to guess intent, so I would say insight.
Damn. Okay. Wait, with my mouth. Okay, 15.
15's pretty good.
Yeah. It's just it would have been +4 instead of +1, but
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
14.
14? Okay. Let me roll something. Aurora, we'll start with Aurora. Aurora, you hear, kind of general chatter. People are just chatting, having their days. You do hear, one kind of under-the-breath comment from an individual nearby at a different at a table, who says, "Oh my God, do you see that woman at the bar? Her hair is incredible. Is that fire? Never seen such a thing. I wonder what lineage she is. It's fascinating. Blue fire. I've never seen such a thing." And they're just kind of like commenting on how beautiful you are. Other than that, you don't really hear any rumors. Nikita, you said you got a 15?
Yeah.
You do notice that there are a couple of people that kind of glance at you too occasionally. Probably because you're the most unique looking individuals in the place. You are not nondescript at all. You are not wearing disguises. You are not hiding who you are. You're wearing a big scary mask with horns on it, unless you're unmasked during this time.
I think she's masked.
Yeah. You're masked. You're a big lady with a sword on your back. You look like adventurers, which is very different from everybody else here. So kind of everybody is looking at you, but you can't tell whether anyone's looking at you with any kind of particular intent.
As she's sipping away, she'll just kind of quirk her eyebrow at any particular person who locks eyes with her.
I want you to give me a perception check this time, Nikita.
That is... Damn, the silver with the light. I'm just screwing myself over. That is a 10.
A 10? With a 10. Sorry, I'm hungry, so I'm like, give me this popcorn. I should have ate more stew. I had stew for dinner. That's why stew's on the menu, bitches! I had stew for dinner!
Lovely. I love stew now.
A 10. You give a couple people dirty looks and they tend to look away from you. You enjoy your drink, the food is set in front of you. You don't notice anybody looking at you with any particular intent here. Seems like just a normal place with normal folk. Yeah, nothing major. Nobody seems to be particularly eavesdropping on y'all at all.
Well, might as well enjoy it. This is definitely nicer than any place I've been to without more than here, so. It's a new experience.
Well then, let's enjoy this one first, and we can maybe check out the fashion district for a little bit next.
Of course.
Thank you, I won't keep you too long.
No, enjoy yourself. It's fine.
So it's date day for us, but this information, just so the party knows, the tidbits that have been picked up will be relayed, mostly in full.
And now, unless there's anything else, you absolutely go shopping and have fun. Hit my mic. Let's not do that. Meanwhile, on the other side of town,
I'm definitely in a place that I should be, where I'm definitely not gonna get into trouble.
Sinark, you are searching the, actually, you know what's interesting? The districts in this city do not have formal names like they do in other places you have been. You can kind of tell by the state of the buildings and how colorful they are or aren't, what kind of area you are in. You can also tell by the sheer number of, random drifters on the street versus people shopping and having a good time, and people who live here clearly are here where they're supposed to be, versus others who are a little questionable looking. You move to the location that Lar, the bartender, told you about. A kind of somewhat dilapidated building, but clearly still standing. It's maybe not dilapidated, that sounds extreme. It's more like weathered. It's a very weathered looking building. It could use a fresh coat of paint. There is indeed a unlit glass lantern over the door that is made of green glass, which is unique. You don't normally see things like that. It definitely, if it were lit, it would really stand out. Different from, what you would expect for red lanterns in the red light district or other colors that signify other types of businesses. Green is not a common color, you realize now that you're thinking about it.
It makes it nostalgic for making green fire.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you approach this place, and there's an individual sitting on the porch. It's like a small porch. There's an individual. Actually, would there be somebody sitting outside? I take that back. There is not anybody sitting outside. In fact, there is no one on the street. You are alone.
Yeah, Sin pushes towards the door, and sort of hikes up his cloak, listen, he's a tabaxi. He'll stand out wherever he is right now, and so he just sort of knocks on the door. Like he's confident. He knows what he needs to do, so he's gonna do it.
Okay. So you walk up and knock on the door. A little slot opens up, revealing a pair of eyes. Dark eyes. Green skin. Possibly an orc. Yeah, what do you want? What's the password?
Lar sent me.
Raises a brow. Thinks for a second. One sec. Closes the little slot. You hear locks unlocking. One after the other. After the other. You hear the sliding of wood against wood. As probably some kind of bar is lifted. The door slowly opens inward. There is a... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was looking, and Sin just walks through as long as he's not blocked.
I was gonna say, you see standing off to the side ever so slightly enough that you can step inside is a bulky orcish gentleman. He's got claw mark scars across his face. He's got a split lip, seemingly from a fresh fight. Some bruising. Bruising on his knuckles, which you can see because he's holding the door open for you. He is giant. This man just needs to sit on you and you die. He's big. Like sumo wrestler big. And he just kind of lumbers to the side a little bit. Motions for you to come in.
Sin nods his thanks and steps past him.
He shuts the door and lowers just the bar, not all the locks. Lar sent you. What are you looking for? He motions down a hallway and he'll lead you down the hall.
Looking for a couple replacements for some picks that broke in the cold on my way up here. And, honestly, anything that you think might help if I'm going to go see up the mountain.
He kind of pauses and turns and looks at you. You're going up the mountain.
Not on my own.
Adventurer. He'll just kind of turn, lead you off to a side room. You're looking for thieves' tools, climbing gear?
Yes, I can do a little bit of climbing on my own. I have a grappling hook, but I don't think I have anything suitably suited for that type of trek.
Huh. Well, I can help you with the thieves' tools. Climbing gear you can get anywhere in town.
Yeah, I figured.
And you see a room full of all manner of goods. There are poisons. There are blades, some of which look more wicked than others. There are items in a glass case. There are potions, some of which are a little unrecognizable. There are all manner of thieving type tools, lock picks, like the things that you use to cut glass. There are different kinds of gear that are very clearly specifically for rogues. There are some books, which you find interesting. Some scrolls, which you find even more interesting. And there is a mannequin in the room that has a variety of different items on it. One that stands out to you in particular is a jacket that is not quite the same as the one you are wearing, but similar enough in style. And it is displayed separately from other things.
Sin's looking at everything, but eyes keep going towards that jacket, and he's just like, what's that over here?
He kind of glances over to it. Cloak of displacement. Makes it harder for you to be hit.
How much is that going for these days?
I'll have to ask the boss. Nobody's asked about that in quite some time. I think it's expensive.
I mean, probably, if it makes 100 a hit.
He'll,
I'd love to know.
Alright, I'll check. He'll whistle, and another individual comes into the room who is strapped, like knives all over, belts all over across his chest, who stands and leans against the wall because he's watching you while you're with the merchandise, while Big Orc Man leaves the room. He's got a bandana over his face so you can't see facial features. Bright green eyes. A tiefling individual. Deep purple skin, bright green eyes. And you wait for a little bit.
Yeah, in the meantime, I think I'll like look over the books while I'm waiting.
Yep. Yep. Let me find this. Oop. And there we go. Oh. That's annoying. My chart is gone. I hate that. The displacer cloak of displacement. What rarity is that? Because then I can really tell you the price. It is rare. He comes back and he tells you that it is 700 gold for the cloak.
Maybe on my way back down the mountain.
He kind of snorts. Yeah, maybe you'll find some treasure. You can tell that this is not the first time that people have been like, what the fuck, adventurers, like rolling their eyes. You're starting to get the sense. Actually, roll me an insight check. Let's roll for it. Let's roll about it. See if you think anything of it at all. Or if he's just an asshole thief who wants your money.
Well, that's a natural 20.
You get the sense that a lot of adventurers come through here to go up the mountain and never fucking come back despite warnings to never go up.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I think when he gets that sense, he sort of nods and he's just like, I mean, that's not what we're looking for up there, but who knows? Seen a lot of things that people didn't expect me to come back from.
He kind of raises a brow. What are you looking for?
Ceres clan.
The druids.
Yep.
As you are looking at this big man who takes up quite a lot of the room, give me a perception check.
Will do. 18 plus 8. I'm all of the luck that Nikita doesn't have. Sin has for stuff that isn't important.
Is it? Is it unimportant?
Or it could be important. 26. That's total.
You notice, despite most of your view being blocked, at the mention of the Ceres clan, the tiefling in the room leaves. And heads down the hallway. At a very measured, casual pace. You can hear
Sin.
his steps down the hall.
Sin glances over to where the tiefling was. Is like, your friend not like druids?
Nah, most people don't give a shit about the druids. Just probably got something to do.
Do I believe that?
Roll me insight.
Of course, that's my 4. So 6.
Yeah, you believe him. Actually, you said it was a 4?
6 total.
A 6 total?
Yeah.
He's full of shit. He's lying to you. You think he's stalling you.
Sin is looking at the guy. He's big, but does he look fast, Mandy?
He's bulky like a sumo wrestler. You wouldn't expect him to be fast by looking at him.
Okay. And this guy went down the hall that we came from? Or the hall, or a different hall?
That is a great question. You, based on your really, really good perception check earlier, you could hear that he went in the opposite direction. To another room. As you are staring down this man and wondering if you should get the fuck out of this building, you hear 2 sets of footsteps walking down the hall. And
it's too late. Now I'm outnumbered.
The orcish man kind of turns towards the doorway, and standing in the doorway next to this tiefling man, you see
Don't be a kitsune.
A gentleman with black fox ears.
Motherfucker.
In a fine suit, leaning casually in the doorway. And you recognize him as Ichiro, the owner of the Silken Fox in Blackade.
Who I know did the things.
Yes. Yes, you do. Well,
Sin looks at him.
God.
Whoa. Wow. Blockade.
Yes, indeed. Very astute of you. He examines his nails, which are quite sharp. It's not every day that my prey chooses to stumble directly into one of my offices. You have made such a terrible choice today.
Mandy, at that, Sin is gonna try and grab the jacket, and like put it on and try and escape. Because if it makes him harder to hit,
you have to attune to
he's gonna see if he can use that to try and make an escape.
So.
Oh, wait, doesn't magic things, don't you need to attune to them?
It requires attunement. This particular item does require attunement, yes. You can steal it from him and run.
I'm trying to figure out a way that I don't get killed. But honestly, or a way that I do get killed. You know what? Mandy, I'd like to leverage that 20 perception one more time.
Sure.
Is there anything super destructive in this area that I think I can make a big hassle with?
We when you say super destructive, do you mean like something that will explode?
Yeah.
No.
Damn. Okay. But you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna try and steal the jacket and fuck off. Just gonna try and see if I can steal the jacket and escape.
Okay, as you do, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
As you make a move to escape.
Alright, that is an 18 plus 2, so that is natural 20. Not unnatural 20.
You feel something start to latch onto your mind, but you are so full of panic and adrenaline that you shake it off. You snatch the coat from this mannequin, and Ichiro just looks so calm. He doesn't look bothered at all by the fact that you are panicking and seeking a way out. He's just leaning there, watching you. And then he looks to where there would have been a window, except it's boarded shut. Where did you think you were going to go with that? I mean, if you want a little present, I'll give it to you. But you have to give me something in return. Little kitten.
Honestly, I was gonna throw this into your face and see if I could run past you. But I'm interested in a way that doesn't end in violence.
Did I say anything about violence? He looks at his nails boredly. If I wanted you
Oh, that's
dead,
right. You prefer
would be
brain
dead.
fuckery.
Now, what would you know about that?
Information's not free?
Well, you see, I said no violence is necessary, but I am capable of quite a bit of violence. If I have to hurt you a little bit to get what I want, I will. You can either peacefully tell me and I'll send you off on your little way, and I can keep watching your little journey and see what you do to dance to my tune. You do it on your own. I barely need to lift a finger. Nobody needs to be harmed. In fact, I didn't even really harm your little Aurora, did I?
There are many ways to harm someone. You should be well aware of that.
I know better than most.
Sin just sort of shoves the jacket back on the mannequin, and he's just like, let's talk. What do you want?
I want to know more about what you are doing. I want to know why you are looking for the unsleeping eye.
Sin sort of tilts his head and says, they're already operating in your city. Why do you need to know where they are?
This isn't my city. I just happen to have a few shops here.
Well.
Oh,
If you
have
don't know that
no
they're
idea what you're
here
getting into.
doing things.
Oh,
What?
I'm well aware. I want to know why you are looking for them. I know exactly where they are and what they are doing. Why do you think the security is so high here? That one I'll give you for free. They're trying to overthrow the government of Elysia, which is great for business. Power to them.
Okay, well, to be fair, since you gave me a good turn, I'll give you one better. We aren't looking for them. That's not what we're doing.
Why does your little girlfriend have a book from them then?
We found it during our adventures.
Interesting. Maybe you should ask her about that. It seems she doesn't tell you everything.
Do you know everything about the people you care about? Well,
I know everything about the people you care about.
fantastic. Do you know where my parents are?
Would you like an itemized list of where they've been in the last 3 years?
Not really. I don't really... I feel like I've let someone else who could tell me that, but that's interesting. Why do you have such a hard-on about us?
More
If we don't
interested-
know anything and you know everything.
Well, you see, you have what I don't know. What do the Caligo Shire want? What are they doing?
You see, you chose the worst one of us to ask.
Well, you're the one who happened to fall into the trap, so... If not you, that's fine. I will take this day from you, and then I will try with another. It's very easy. In fact, I would love to see Aurora again. I would love nothing more than to entertain her once again.
Mandy, I'm going to attack him.
Okay.
Yeah, I think specifically, like, Sin doesn't go for a weapon, Sin doesn't go for anything. If this guy was playing with his claws, Sin's going for his face. I'm pretty sure it's on lines and veils, but if not, I'm going for a called shot. But yeah, just going to try and rake my claws around against his face in anger.
Sure. Roll to hit.
Okay. All right. 12 plus my claws.
I guess I need to pull up stats now.
That is dirty 20.
Okay. Let me find. It's a dirty 20. Oop, that is the wrong
It doesn't hit, and I have to run away.
Actually, you know what? I would say the orc moves to intercept you and then stops as if remembering something, and you rake your claw through Ichiro and through him. It's an illusion. It's a projection. He smirks. Sees him, and the orc will go to grab you.
All right, let's go.
That is a 19. Does that hit your AC?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Actually, it would be a 19. No, if I'm grabbing you, it would be, I believe, strength on strength for grappling. So actually, that would be a dirty 20.
All right.
So roll me strength.
Roll you strength. Okay. So it's just pure strength, right? Not athletics to resist the grapple?
Yeah, we can call it strength athletics, but that means his number goes up too.
I'm just asking because it's way different numbers.
Okay, we can call it strength
Oh, yeah.
athletics, yeah.
Okay, so 15 plus 8 is 23.
Okay. You definitely beat him because you're faster. He goes to grab you. You dodge out of the way. Where are you going when you dodge? Are you going through the door?
I want that jacket. He's like, actually, if you're not there to throw this on anyway, he's just gonna try and grab it.
Okay, you grab the cloak, but that takes you further into the room.
That's
rather
fine.
than out. Okay.
Yep. I am confident that I can get away from him. And by confident, I mean, like, you miss 100% of the swings you don't take, Mandy.
So you take the cloak. Ichiro laughs. You can hear him laughing. You can hear this projection laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And he steps back from the doorway. The tiefling is leaning against the wall in the hallway. And he says, Make sure you wipe his mind before he leaves. I need you to roll me another wisdom saving throw.
Okay, let's go. I really don't want my mind wiped. I am using one of my rerolls for that.
Sorry.
How many rerolls do you have currently?
I have 5 luck dice.
Okay. You
I
mark off-
unmuted
make
just
sure
to say
we're
you're
marking-
so wise.
Make sure
You're
we're
so
marking
wise.
off one.
Yep, I now have 4 on my sheet.
Okay.
Just so you guys know, that was a 2. That's a lot better. So that's 15 plus 2, 17.
It's not quite high enough.
Damn!
The DC was 18.
Shit! Well,
The orc moves in on you as you are going to leave, clocks you in the back of the head. Definitely you black out. And when you come to, you are sitting in a... You're sitting in a booth at the Rusty Shovel. And there's a piece of paper sitting on the table in front of you with the Thieves' Cant glyphs for Fox. But you remember nothing of what just happened. You do still have the cloak, though. Where the fuck you got it from, you have no idea. Looks like he left you a little souvenir. Not that you would remember that.
so how far back is my memory wiped?
You remember walking around. You remember coming to this bar. There's a drink sitting next to you. You're like, did I doze off?
I check my gold bag. I check
Yep.
my
You have
pockets.
all your stuff. You have all your stuff and this cloak sitting on the chair next to you.
Yeah, it's weird. I bring it out to Lar and it's just like,
Lars not
was
there.
someone sitting with? Oh, roll.
Different individual.
Then yeah, just bring it out. Was someone sitting with me? I'm sorry. It seemed to have dozed off.
Nope, nobody's been in for a couple of hours. You all right? Are you feeling okay?
I think I just had too much to drink. And he folds the cloak over his arm, and he leaves another gold as a tip for the bartender, and is staring at this paper.
And with that, we are going to move to the end of the day. Unless there's anything specific any of you would like to do before you reconvene at the Curate's Rest. Nobody? Okay. You reconvene.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Is Vita still with me?
She has wandered off.
Just wandered off. Is the thread still with me?
Nope.
Good to know.
So, we will... Oh, that's the wrong song, but whatever. You head back to your lovely little inn. Sin, you're feeling a little bit tired, but no worse for wear. It's definitely an interesting experience. You can't recall ever having fallen asleep like that before, certainly not in public. Maybe you just need to rest. You all reconvene in your rooms, question mark? I assume there's plural there, unless you're all crammed into one. Yeah, you're all together again. You've had your dinner. What would you like to discuss as we begin to close out the evening?
Sin wants to... Oh, sorry.
No, you go first. You go first.
Okay. Well, Sin just wants to, like, drop off this thing and it's just like... So I saw while I was investigating the city, Thieves' Cant for Fox. And then drifted off, I suppose, and when I woke up, someone had left me this note and this cloak. So I think the Black Fox might be operating here in the city.
And gave you a gift.
If it's dangerous, I didn't want to leave it what it was. If it's not dangerous, I just don't know exactly what it is.
Could I make a check on Sin? Because the last time something like this happened, like people were like drugged and shit.
You can make a medical check, medicine check.
Yeah. That's what I would like, please. Anyone?
He doesn't appear. He appears to be a little tired, but he doesn't seem to have been drugged
Yeah, not
or anything like that. You don't see any symptoms or smell any substances or anything like that with your little keen bunny nose. Doesn't seem like he's been drugged or anything.
Yeah, nothing that a lesser restoration could fix.
Nope.
Yeah.
He's just eepy.
Yeah.
Okay. Give you a little bit of a checkup. Just say, don't think you've been drugged.
No, it was a tough journey here. And honestly, the warm mead was very nice. But we should be worried about you and Aurora if they're acting here in the city. We should probably leave as soon as we can. We already need to get up there anyway.
Do you think we need anything in the official sort? I kind of met with the Pro Rex today.
Climbing gear, if we can get free climbing gear.
Would it maybe be a good idea for those of us who, might be on the radar of this person to maybe stay inside in a way while others go out and get those sorts of things?
I can cast sending and make him well, I don't think I can make him get it for us, but this would be official. And you said you would help with official stuff.
I was more thinking like Kazu and Sin and Nikita could go together.
What if they come into the tavern while we're here?
Stay in our rooms in the temple? It's not a temple, but that.
Well, if they want to kill us, I don't think they're gonna follow the non-breaking and entering rules.
If we want to split, I mean, it might be smart to have muscle on both teams.
Rev is very strong. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
Oh, of course. We all are. But, there's a physical
Rev's-
intimidation part of it, too. I don't know.
We can all just go together and leave at, the afternoon. As we can leave in the morning as soon as the store opens and get climbing gear. We don't have to wait for this gentleman if we want. We can leave as soon as possible.
I'd prefer that anyway, and I'm sure Rev would too.
I would, but I don't love the idea of... I mean, if he came after you, I don't know that any of us are safe. Could I detect magic on the cloak? I mean, obviously it will have whatever, displacement magic, but I'm specifically checking to see if there's, I don't know what school tracking would be.
I mean, yeah, you can use the spell slot to do it, because you're not gonna get into combat. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So there's definitely magic on this thing. The type of magic. I don't remember. Cloak of displacement. I should have left that tab up.
Isn't that a blue ablation? Whatever the protective one is.
Illusion.
Abjuration?
Abjuration. I don't remember. No, abjuration is like summoning things, I think, right? No,
Oh.
that's conjuration because you're conjuring.
Conjuration.
Whatever. It's
pretty sure
it's
it's
got
abjuration.
illusory aspects. Why did I say prospects? It's been 2 fucking months. Shut up. I haven't GM'd in 2 months.
That means that the cloak still has time before it's a spinster.
This cloak has definitely read Pride and Prejudice recently. There's
I'm 27.
it's thinking about its
I have
marriage
no,
prospects.
I'm unmarried, have no prospects.
Yeah, so it's thinking.
I don't remember
What happened to
all
my
of
parents?
it. All I know is that I want that on my birthday cake this year.
It's illusion magic. Anyway.
Making notes with Army right now.
Okay, but nothing tracking is the-
No.
Okay.
No. You have pretty good reason to believe that it is something that projects illusion. Not anything else.
Do you know what the cloak does? I mean, it's some sort of illusion and projection.
I didn't want to put it on before I showed all of you, because I don't know. They could have poisoned it. It could have, I don't know. Do people stick poison needles into sleeves and prick you when you put them on? And I think I read too many.
I think you
Fine.
would
Oh,
know
some
more
shades
about
of
that.
green can kill you, so.
Did you say certain shades of green can kill you, or did
Yeah.
I just?
Yeah, on fabric dye.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh my god.
I
It's
just
definitely
thought
not
that-
green, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Sometimes blue as well. It's all that mercury in it.
Yes, I don't know what it does, but I'm sure that with time I could figure it out. And I think he takes off his like big jacket to slip on this jacket and put his other jacket over it.
There you go.
Layer. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Layers.
I was just about to commend you for your caution and not putting it on.
Well, you just looked at it, right? It's safe.
Yeah, I mean, at least magically, it seems safe. Who knows about the needles or the dye?
It's not green. It's not blue.
Did you feel anything when you put it on?
Warm?
I think you're fine.
Or you have a fever coming on.
We'll keep an eye on you, Sin. Don't worry.
Aurora, I'm sure I won't let people harm you. None of us here at the table would.
Of course.
Unless you have already been compelled to do something and then your memory got wiped and you have no idea about it. I found out after I remembered what happened that he has so many questions about Dayu and was unduly interested in her. And I don't know if that is still true, but was kind of hoping Kazuko would have found some information from his, contacts or whatever.
Speaking of Kazu, he has been out
Please summon the
today.
man.
He has been out today, but he is He probably returned just before this conversation began and was, taking his boots off and stuff, and comes into the room, sitting down to have tea, probably right around the time that you're like, I was gonna ask Kazu about all these things. And he's just like, sorry, what?
There's a black fox in town.
One at a time. His ears kind of flatten a little bit, like,
There's a lot of dead around here, so it's actually very loud.
It is pretty loud, yeah.
Black fox in the city, or signs thereof.
Where?
There's a poor district around here, where I was investigating to see if there's any aftermarket items we could find. A bar, called the Rusty Shovel. There was an alley nearby. It had the cat for fox, and then Sin shows Kazuhiko the note that was left behind that Kazuhiko would know how to read now.
Huh. I haven't gotten any reports recently, given we've been traveling in the snow. I suppose I could stop and see if the post has anything, but I haven't received any word. I don't really have agents up here. But if something happened, I would imagine something major was discovered, I would imagine I would receive a message from my mother or something. Or one of my agents.
Criminal organizations usually have major branches wherever they can. Could be fencing, could be a shop. I don't know. I didn't really find anything in my journeys today, at least nothing more regarding the fox. Another thing that makes me think of your eye, Rev.
What did you find?
Oh, just a bunch of weird groups. A weird group in the bar that I was gathering information about. Mandy, did I forget? I didn't forget this
You
part,
did not
right?
forget that part, no. Everything
Okay.
after the bar you forgot.
Yes, that otherwise Sin
Being
would be
told
screaming from the
about
rooftops.
the black market shop, and basically from the... You remember everything prior to the point of being told about the black market shop.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why Sin's like speculating, like, there could be a bunch of different things in a criminal organization in a large city. You know, they couldn't, but he's just like, I did hear something where it was a group of people talking about a man named Claudius and a plan. And they kept ending their phrases with the term, may the eye never close. Seemed very
That-
cloak and dagger.
That feels rather obvious, no, for such a secret organization?
I mean, they weren't doing it like chanting out loud. I was very much eavesdropping, and they were trying to be very careful about talking about the plan and interspersing it with regular conversation. But again, the term kept coming up. May the eye never close.
Do you know who Claudius is? Had anyone heard of this person?
Like Claudius Martinus?
No, that guy's name's Caius.
Aren't they from the same family?
You did not... I don't think we mentioned a Claudius Martinus.
We didn't
There is
mention
no
a
Claudius
Claudius?
Martinus that was mentioned. Caius
Caius. Okay,
Martinus
Caius.
is the Prorex.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that much. I'm mixing up families because there was another family name mentioned that Vita said, which is the Royals. That's
The
why I'm mixing it up.
Prasnius. The Prasnius family.
Asnius.
Yeah, no, I don't. I have no idea who Claudius is. I have no idea what plan they would make.
Aurora, did you share your gossip?
Yeah, all of that was shared with the group, but like interspersed with the detailed recollection of what a nice date day we had.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Didn't she mention some royal family was about to get killed?
Oh yeah, they were like being poisoned, and that's why things were so stringent. Like they don't usually have guards really so intense at the entrances and exits of the city. Yeah, it's about this whole poisoning drama.
It looks like they're trying to catch the person or people doing it.
And like they're trying to keep it quiet, so no one's really sure exactly what's going on. So maybe you'd have to like talk to somebody more in the know.
You don't think I mean, if the Black Fox is here, is that too much of a stretch? I mean, he's an
They're
asshole.
into poisonings? I wouldn't put it past them, but what would they get out of it?
This can definitely get us free climbing gear.
Met with Caius earlier today.
Kazu, first of all, raises a brow at you. You met the Prorex of Wintergate?
I gave him
That we-
flowers because I met his dead niece. And she was like, let's walk. And I said, okay, sure. So we walked for a bit, and she showed me where he works. And then he came outside and was like, uh-oh. And then she's like, can you talk to him? And I was like, okay, I'll talk to him. And I was like, hello, my name is Dayu. Your dead niece says hi. And, you know, he was pretty nice about it.
He just gives you a little pat on the head. Okay, so you met the second most powerful man in the city today. That's interesting. That's actually
Apparently likes the Caligo Shiri, so we have extra brownie points because we're working for them. And he said he'd help us in any unofficial way. Which, by the way, the druids haven't been seen in 5 years. So I asked for a map and last know-abouts, but that's not happening.
Of course.
Because it's kind of funny that we're doing this twice. He said there's dragons up there. So I think you and Nikita and Sin will have a lot of fun. Actually, I don't know where Vita is. I might go look for her.
So, you hear what I'm hearing, right? We give up this information, we get climbing gear in return, we go up the mountain and leave them to their troubles.
I wouldn't be opposed to trying it out, but usually, I mean, guards and higher-ups are aware of the seedy people.
You guys
to some
watch
degree.
during this conversation, Kazuhiko quietly leaves the room to go speak to somebody out in the other room. And then returns and says, I sent a messenger to go see if there is anything for me at the post. If I have any reports, we'll have them soon.
And if not?
If not, here's the thing. If none of us know anything about the Order of the Black Fox, and there's rumors about a possible coup, those two things don't seem to overlap very well, do they? Why do I get the sense that an organization like that wouldn't want to rule openly?
Another thought. If he's potentially tracking us or following us, whatever, how secure is your network? Do you think it's possible that he's infiltrated or maybe he's blocking your form of information or fucking with it in some way?
That's entirely possible. But in order to go and confirm in person that no information has been sent, if that is the case, I would have to go back to Southmore, and I have no desire to do so. I don't have the magic required to cast sending spells. Yet. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have sending. I don't think he's high
Sending
enough
is level
cleric.
3.
Yeah. Oh, he might have sending. What level cleric are you?
I think you get level 3
he's a level 4 cleric, actually.
Level us up one more time, Andy. I know you want to.
I don't know if he is sending or not. I'd have to look. It's been so long since I've looked at his character sheet. I have no fucking idea. Let's see. No, he only knows up to 2nd level.
Yeah, level 5
Yeah.
is when you get it.
Yeah, so he doesn't. I was right. He doesn't have it yet. Ha. Hey. Yeah, I haven't. I'm not quite there. Yeah, I don't know. He just kind of shakes his head. That would require a direct investigation on my part, which would require me to leave you all.
I'm just
Absolutely
worried
not.
About, I'm just worried about coming back here.
Well, I get the distinct impression that if he was the kind of person who wanted any of you harmed or dead, you probably would be.
Yeah, so he probably wants something else, which is worse.
I want me dead, though. I have a hit out.
What?
Okay, so
That was said in front of us from Aurora's mom.
Novo Incineratus.
That there's a bounty on you?
I don't know. They want me dead. This was okay, Bufftail. This was like told like when we were back in.
The Order of the Black Fox?
I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, was it?
Yeah, that's what
assumed it
that's
was
what
them.
Nova
Was
warned.
it-
Yeah.
A hit? I have to go back and watch that because I don't remember.
Yeah, my notes say threat from Order of the Black Fox. Want info on Dayu plus want her dead.
They mostly want information on her.
Okay.
But yes, that is they're. I don't know. Sometimes y'all's notes are unreliable when you add little commentaries of what you think happened. So I might have to go back and watch that. What episode was that?
Here, I just moved away from it. Let me find it.
Regardless, you can put it in the game chat for tonight.
I think it's.
I'll have to
40.
double check that because I don't know if that was directly said. I don't remember at this point. I'd have to go check. I will say he is very interested in you all. That much is obvious. This is the GM speaking. He wants something from you all that you either are unwilling or unable to provide. Probably because you don't know very much yourselves.
Exactly.
But he thinks that you do because you've been sent on this mission.
Fool.
I have a question.
Yes.
So we said that on table. We said that not on table in character. He likes the Kaligushi, right? There's a potentially good relationship there.
The pro.
There's trade. Right. So why don't we just tell him about the potential findings of the Black Fox's involvement here, and how it could be affecting them, but also to send word to Okurai, so they know and potentially can track it, that there's also involvement here with those same fucks.
The borders are closing. I don't know if a messenger would get in.
I could cast send.
That's true. I mean, but if you tell him, he probably has people available, accessible to him, to create that mode of communication, no?
You can
mean-
do all of that, and you can also use sending.
If you have it. I thought we didn't have that, not gonna lie.
No,
Well,
Kazu doesn't have it.
Kazu
Oh,
doesn't have it.
Kai has it.
Well, we could do
I've
that
had it for a
for
while.
sure. You're right. You're right. Wait, yeah. The fuck am I saying?
No,
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could send the word.
Also, if
it's a
we're worried,
good report to have.
Also, if we're worried about it coming back, again, I don't think it's the Black Fox planning anything here. I think it's our eye. But if we're worried about coming back, because we do really have all the gear we need, we just tell the guy, hey, this is what's going on in your city. You know, it would be really nice that if you have a contingency of soldiers to protect us when we come back down from the mountain.
If I
We have
could
no
see
idea when we're gonna come back.
Well, when we
Hold on
get
a
up
second.
the mountain, I'm assuming
listening.
we'd want to get down the mountain.
Yeah.
And if I copied the teleportation circle, we might be able to teleport back here.
Aha! We
So
give
that's
this
what you wanna
information in
leverage
exchange for a teleportation circle.
Whether they're already aware, have we considered that?
Then we just did them a kind
Yeah.
turn for nothing.
There's no harm in
Fine.
talking to him, either way. Officially,
I think
altogether.
the only harm is delaying our leaving. So the more quickly we can get that done, the more quickly we can move away from here. I'm just worried that if we stay, there will be more eyes on us.
I mean, Di said she can send it right now, and then we can leave first thing in the morning.
If there is a
What I've been
teleportation
trying to say.
circle, then it might be worth memorizing so we could have an out in case we need it, though.
I mean,
That would
that's
be-
not. It's not something they'll just share, right?
It's
I mean, that's what we learned in Okurai, in
Well,
Southmore.
ooh, if we're sharing potentially government toppling information, I think they'd be okay. Plus, it's still official business, and he said he'd help us with anything official.
If he has the power to do so. If we're going to find out, we should find out as quickly as possible so that we can not linger here.
The
I
fact
mean,
that we're
full
sleeping
disclosure, I
in-
didn't make it a secret that we arrived here. So, you know, if there's black foxes around watching, then maybe that information might spread around more quickly than I really want it to.
We're sleeping in the city. We're already dead.
Outside of the city, we're sleeping.
Outside of the city, we're
Kazuhiko says,
protected.
regardless, we are in the outskirts of the city, but that is neither here nor there. Let's take watch shifts tonight. In the morning, we can talk to the Prorex. I do not expect that what you are asking for or suggesting is unreasonable. Arguably, I think that could be the least he could do for us. I doubt a bunch of thieves are willing to go up this mountain for information. Given that everyone I've spoken to today has said, don't go up the mountain, you'll die. Wait until the summer. Why are you going now? What a terrible idea.
Hey, are you adventurers? That's weird.
Yeah, that's been the
Let's deal with
general
that.
sentiment. I think perhaps this is something that happens frequently. A bunch of adventurers show up, end up dead on the mountain, or they never come back. The
Makes
locals are
sense.
probably tired of giving fair warnings being ignored. But most adventurers aren't us.
Exactly.
We will be cautious, we have resources, and we don't really have much of a choice, do we?
Now I have a new jacket.
I'm here for this. We sleep here, find things out in the morning. I think it's worth it because it could guarantee us a way out. And that's essential to our trip. And if we don't have to make that trek back down, I mean, we felt this weather already, so
Anything to get us home half faster. Especially after such a great comet event. Or whatever.
We stay together. You won't let anything happen to anyone. We keep watch, like Kazu said.
Also, I keep trying to say, nobody can get in and out of the hut that I don't let in. That means if I don't want you in, you don't get in.
But you can't keep it up 24/7 and we can't move if we're in it.
I can't move if we're in it. You can. And even then, it's a ritual spell. Yes,
Yeah,
I
but
can.
like if we were walking, for example, can you keep the bubble up around us and move it with us?
No. But the idea is if we had to pick a place in which we're actually safer, sleeping in the hut versus sleeping in here.
Yeah, I was more thinking about the fact that it only lasts for a certain amount of time, so...
Hut
I can
lasts for 8
recast it in the
hours.
hut. And I could recast it in the hut.
It's still worth the fact that we'll be guaranteeing our safety while we're the most vulnerable and sleeping.
Yeah, I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm more saying that it only lasts for 8 hours, so the rest of the hours of the day when we need to be on the move, we are not protected by the bubble. So we can't only rely on that if we have to travel.
Okay.
So you continue your conversations, working through the night together to make decisions, bubble or no bubble, watch or no watch, whatever the case may be. And I think as you all get ready to have your long rest, this is where we will end for tonight. Let's do confessionals. We are a little bit over time, but that is quite all right. We're gonna start with Rev.
The eye, the eye, the eye. They've approached Aurora. And now Sin. I assume they won't go to Dayu until they're ready for whatever it is they need. What information is it that they want? What would they be willing to trade for her? It's Rev.
Okay, moving on to Aurora.
Just wanted to have one nice, good day before we spend all this time walking through snow and monsters and maybe a dragon. And then there's signs of the scary black foxes in the city, and now I don't want to stay here anymore. It's so much more dangerous out here than I thought it would be. Scared all the time. Even with Nikita. Now I'm scared that she'll get hurt because of me. I hope this is all worth it. That's Aurora.
Moving on to Nikita.
So I know I don't have the best track record so far, but how do I make my team and Aurora feel more protected? What if I start working out more in front of them in the morning? I mean, a show of muscle or training or something? These fucking black foxes, too. Adding an entire other layer to this shit. Well, hopefully they die in the cold. Shit. Okay, so push-ups. That's it. She's just gonna.
Oh my god, you just start listing off your workout routine.
Yep.
Sinark.
I never fall asleep like that. And Aurora didn't even know for weeks. This is mocking me. And he's like staring at the paper. And it's just, he like grits his teeth and he's just like, did they take something from me? What did they take? And he like balls it up and throws it away, and that's Sin.
Excellent. Dayu.
Oh, Vita. Oh, I don't think you died of natural causes. Oh. Maybe you are safer here. Unless... No, we're not connected anymore, so it shouldn't be that bad. That's me.
Alrighty. We will see you all next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Do not forget to tune in on Friday, February 14th next week for the premiere of Season 1 of Curse of Sapphics. It is going to be a scary good time. And of course, prior to that, next episode of Mistlost, we are going to wrap up a couple little things in the city and then start heading up the mountain. It is time. Time for scary snow time. So, thank you all for joining us. It has been absolutely lovely. We're gonna find someone to raid. Let's raid into... Let's see here. We'll go into... Let's see, who do we got? Let's see. We've got... God, there's so many. Robear! We'll raid into Captain Robear. Looks like Robear's doing some live gaming. It's not reruns right now, so we'll do a raid. Captain Robear. Everybody go give Captain Robear some love. Love that guy. We always hang out at conventions. Please join us in this raid, and we will see y'all next week. Bye, everybody. Oh, also, there's going to be an art stream on Saturday. Forgot to mention that. Come back here on Saturday for our art stream things. I'll be working on the Kazuhiko portrait that I didn't finish in time for today. Bye, everybody.
My man.